So the first thing we need to do is you empty the freezer out and then take the top shelf off of the inside of the refrigerator. And this part here is very hard to get off.
It just sticks sometimes and breaks, and then it becomes that's what you need to come off. Now, the reason you need it to come off is because there's another hex bolt back here behind it. And there's the electrical connection that you can get away with not disconnecting. The electrical connection manages the fan right there. Wiggle it around. Turn it to the left, and you'll still have a wire. Now, we've got ice right there. And we've got the hole right there that goes down to the freezer, or the refrigerator. So blowing hot air up that hole won't exactly do a lot. So then there's two hex nuts that are holding up the control panel inside the refrigerator. Those come undone. There's one screw. The second one's back here. It's really just for these little hex nuts. All right, now this piece wiggles out. It should drop, and then it should pull out. And then there is a electrical connector back here. If you squeeze the connector from the bottom, it will release. Just a little finicky. There we go. All right. So now, this should be a clear passage up, and that's it. There's nothing in there that controls the airflow. And there's nothing in here that controls the airflow. So the airflow is controlled by the fan going on and off. And if the fins are frozen up, then the air can't pass by the fans. So we have to defrost the fins. Why are the fins icing out? So the reason I'm putting the towels in there to catch all the moisture that's going to drip down when I use the hair dryer to defrost it, which will take very little time actually, but I didn't want it to all run down into the pan below. This is on the wrong side. Okay, so we have the back panel disconnected and everything except the switch, the electrical wires for the fan And as you can see, we're now defrosted. We've got the towels have sucked up all the water, so it's not going down into the pan in the back. And the one thing that we realized is that this plastic panel on the back of the freezer has a control, temperature control, a rough temperature control, cold to coldest. It's recommended to be halfway in the middle. If you stick it to coldest, what does that actually physically do? That is preventing air from leaving the freezer and going down into the refrigerator. If you open it all the way up to cold, it allows more air to pass through the fins and the cooling element and into the refrigerator below. And I'm going to turn this around so you can see there's a little passageway connecting the freezer air to the refrigerator. And if you open that or close that, you're opening it now. I'm closing it now, I'm sorry. So you can see it's now in the coldest setting, which means more cold air stays in the freezer. As I send that over to the warmer setting, which is actually identified as cold, you've got more air passing through the freezer into the refrigerator, which may be our problem, but we still don't know what is preventing the, why the coils are freezing over, which was the main problem. But hopefully keeping this wide open on the cold setting will prevent that from happening. We shall find out.
And now that it's back together and it's on, we will see how well the refrigerator works.